2, 3. Pulse ox less than 90. PaO2 less than 60. Grunting, flaring, retraction. Tachy, shortness of breath and dyspnea. Restlessness equals respiratory distress. Woo!
And I did pass my Okay, so I have
Sherry, grab them. Give them chickens.
I have 3 reading disabilities.
Snack.
So like I have just like a bunch of issues with like sight word reading. I'm dyslexic and all of the jazz.
All the stuff.
All the jazz. During nursing school, I did really, really well in class. I just would like basically borderline fail every exam just because like it's the questions. It's the reading part of it. And so I got through nursing school just fine, no accommodations, I didn't need it. A lot of studying, but like, you know, that's that. And then I came here and
she knew her shit. Who agrees?
Yeah.
Oh,
her scores
stop it.
Her scores were low. You guys all saw she was a walking encyclopedia. She knew her shit.
Yeah.
But her scores were 60s, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh God, what am I gonna do with this baby?
I know. And so I was like, I had my U-World and everything. I had never taken the test. I had come here straight from nursing school because I like since the very beginning when we were even doing like practice NCLEX in nursing school, like I was still getting low, and so I was like, all right, like my plan was always fail the first exam, study real hard, and then like pass the second exam. And I told my
can't do that with interaction.
No, I was like I'm just gonna tell my bosses I'm gonna fail the first time. I just need to get it out of my system, like, you know, like the stress of like taking it. I was just like, if I just plan on failing, I won't be as like anxiety induced. Yeah. And so, but then I found out your class, and I was like, oh, I didn't even know they had these things. And so, because most ones I looked at were like 2 weeks and then you take it. I'm like, God, no. I'm like, you don't understand me. I need much longer. And you're like, 8 weeks. And I'm like, you know what? That looks really good.
Right.
And my brother's girlfriend took your class for LPN and RN.
Oh,
so she took both. And then I was like, oh. Sorry. And I was like, okay, like, you know, and she passed it 85 questions and she was out of here. And so I was like, okay. And then I saw you at the Women's Health
The Metro Health Women's Health Fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Minority Symposium.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I went there, talked to you. I actually talked to you back there, girlfriend. And I talked to you when you were back there. And
you, baby?
mm-hmm. No, your cousin.
Oh, my cousin. My crazy cousin. My fun cousin.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. And then I came here, and then my scores, like, you were so happy with my score when I first came here. Like, first day, she was like, oh, 60, good job. And then
it kind of stayed there.
Literally the entire time. And I'm like,
they never got any much higher.
No, it didn't. Maybe. And I was like, I don't know what my issue is. And Shelly was like, you need to try for accommodations. Thank you.
Yeah, because one day she dropped it on me that she's dyslexic. I'm like, you ain't think that shit was important?
Because I never had it during nursing school, and like, so I never like thought that I like would need it for here, and so I looked into it. It would take a lot of time.
It would take a lot of time.
And so I was like,
you're gonna expire.
And I was gonna expire, so I was like, well, shit, I might as well take it still like on my course, like in my head. And if I fail, I fail. I still have like, you know, it's gonna be my first time, and then I could also like kind of base my experience then off of like how it was and everything.
And then you could apply for the accommodations. They could take as long as they want.
Exactly.
Accommodations take longer. If you have ADHD, disability of any sort, dyslexia, if you are somebody who can't pass a test unless you read it out loud, they will read it to you. Like you have no idea the stuff they will do for you to get you to pass the test.
Mm-hmm. I also chose a time like later in the day.
Did you?
That I tried to make sure that no one was there. Because, you know, most people don't like later in the daytimes. And so I was like, all right, 5 o'clock, like in the afternoon.
This is how this is going.
That's how it's going. Yeah. And so.
And what did you think? Like, what time did you go?
Oh, I went at 5.
You went at 5?
Yeah, I went at the absolute last time that they had available.
I thought she was leaving at 5, y'all. You went at 5?
No, I went at 5.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
No,
okay.
I'm sorry. I did leave at 5. I went at 1.
Oh,
Oh my god.
okay.
I'm sorry. No, yeah. I went at 1 and then I left at 5.
And
I
you
took
felt fine.
the
Tell them how you felt.
So
Hey!
leading up until it, I was like, it is what it is. I'm gonna go and do it. Like, if I pass, great. If I don't, like, my scores weren't there, it don't matter. Like, it's fine. I took all 3 because my U-World was expiring. I took all 3 of them. I got
Everything was expiring on the paper.
Right.
everything was expiring. So I got borderline for every single one. And I was like, yeah, so I got 69, a 70, and a 73. And I was like, that is no bueno. And I'm like, but you know what? The girl's gonna do it because borderline is better than you're gonna fail.
Yeah, right.
And so I was like, okay, like I'll go do it. I went and did it. And I felt so good in the beginning. I felt so good. Like I was going through the questions. Like I was writing them out. I didn't want to read them out loud, but I want to write them down so I can reread it in my own words and then like go back to it. And and I was like, we're doing good. We're doing great. I get the 2-hour notification. I need to take my 15-minute break. I'm on question 29.
Oh.
It wasn't good.
2 hours.
2 hours.
But what did we say though? Remember, she said it wasn't good. What does Dr. Shelley say about that?
30.
You fine if you go too slow. You not if you go too fast. So this is very slow. But remember, I told you about a young lady that did 80 some questions in 5 hours. Remember her? She wrote a letter to God. She's a nurse, one of the best. So going too slow is better than going too fast. Yes, that was scaring her, but honestly, I'd rather you do that than go too fast. Tell them what happened when you went on your break.
I went on my break. I absolutely just like, I sat there and I was like, wow, I'm gonna eat like 3 goldfish and I'm gonna go straight back in there. I was like, I can't take too long of a break. I went to the bathroom and I took so many bathroom breaks just because I had to. And I was just like, every single time I'm like running to the bathroom and I'm like, let's go, and like go back. Like, so, because I was so nervous. And then when I came back, I was like, all right, I'm gonna stop writing it down, but I'm gonna mouth out all of the questions. And like, the problem was I kept getting tapped because I kept talking. And they're like,
They will tap you.
and they're like, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry, because I had like the noise kids like headphones. So I'm like, everyone around me was like,
This bitch. Right.
right. But like, there were only 3 people in the entire set.
That was smart then that you did that.
Yeah, and so I was like, you could be okay. And then I ended up getting 118 questions. So I ended up doing like over 80 questions in 3 hours, which
it was like a little interesting.
It was a little interesting, but I knew I wasn't, because like I could tell, because also, oh my god, the questions that I had were hard. They were straight from hell. And I knew I was getting some of them wrong because I knew I was getting them wrong. Because I was like, I don't know what this is. So I was fuck it. So I was like, click, moving on. Like, I wasn't gonna waste time because I didn't have time. And then I got done. It turned off. I had like 9 minutes left, and it turned off. And I was like, wow, that's so good. I'm so happy right now. Like, walked out of there, the lady's like, honey, do you need to sit down? And I'm like, yeah. Like, oh my god, like, yeah, just a little bit. And so I sat down, ate the rest of my
She must have
goldfish.
looked crazy when she left.
I walked in there, and I was like, hi, how are you? I left, and I was like, I was like seeing war. Like, it was
defeated.
I was defeated, and I was like, that was something. And then I called my girlfriend, and I was like, honey. And she's like, no. And I'm like, I took it on a Saturday though. And so so I took it on a Saturday, which if you don't know, they like it waits until Monday. Yeah. Well, for some reason it didn't, and it told me Sunday morning, and I was so mad.
You felt like what?
Oh my
You were
no!
shocked.
I woke up because I was going to church, and when
It's a good place to go.
yeah, I needed it. So I woke up and I was going to church, and I get a notification on my phone that was like, take our survey for taking our NCLEX, and I'm like, why are you making me take a survey if you're not giving me my results? So I click out of it, and literally directly below it was like, congratulations, and I was like, okay, I did
That is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
On your way to church.
On my way to church, my mom cried the entire service. The entire service. She was like bawling her eyes
I
out.
thought it was Jesus.
No,
Her
yeah.
baby.
Oh my god, it was.
Both Jesus and her baby.
Yeah, and it was just such a crazy experience. And I called Shelly, and Shelly's like,
She texted me first though, and do
no,
I
I
really?
called you didn't answer, and then I texted
that's
you
what you
because
did.
you don't
Yeah.
listen to
I don't
voicemails.
answer. I listen to
No,
voicemails.
and so I was like, hey, I have an update. 'Cause
I'm like,
I was trying to like be inconspicuous.
Ignore.
Yeah, like I was trying to be like, hey, I have an update.
she
like,
said an update, like she had a cold and suddenly she's got pneumonia and now
Yeah.
she's in the hospital, and I'm like,
and she's like, please text, and I'm just like, I passed my test, like,
and I called.
and then she immediately called, and I was like, yeah, that's what I thought.
I started screaming from
Oh.
happiness. I did.
Yeah.
I love you guys when you just boom, and I'm like, oh,
You're like,
hell yeah.
what?
What really pisses me off is when I can't scream.
No.
If you ever call me and I'm at work, I'm so mad. I want to leave the OR. I want to just go outside and throw tulips in the sky and celebrate, but the job won't let me.
Yeah,
No, because
I asked my boss, because she
Yeah.
was my student, she goes,
Oh, yeah.
that was only for me.
Oh yeah, that's valid. Yeah, I take very valid. Yeah.
What would you tell them to do?
That's a really good question. Honestly, in this class, one of the biggest things is like, I do a thing called like, it's like, I don't remember what the actual thing is called. It's basically like when you watch her videos, you take down all your notes, blah, blah, and then you're done with the
You
videos.
did a lot of notes.
Oh, I did a lot of notes.
She did a lot of notes.
And then
she was
after
extreme notes.
I was extreme notes. And then after I did every video, I would write down on a blank piece of paper everything I remembered that I wrote down. And then I would compare the two of like your packet and what I remember, and then I highlighted in a certain color what I didn't write down on my paper so I can know to, like when I go through it again, like
The
I'm like
focal areas.
with the focal areas. And I did that for every single mastery. I focused on the mastery so hard.
You did.
I really tried to like, also taking 5 questions a day won't help you. Like you need to do more
Not a
than
day.
like
That's what they're
every
doing.
day.
Tell them again.
Like
Tell them.
it will not help you. Like you need to take like between 10 to 20 like every day. Like so like all day. And like
not just once a day. Some of
when
y'all
I-
on this once a day kick, you're gonna be here till November of next year.
yeah. When I got to like, I was like maybe 4 mastery away from like being done, I started doing like multiple times a day, like 10 questions a day, and like I did start to see like my scores start to go straight up, and I was like, what the heck?
So people get confused. So let's make sure you're clear. It's not 5 to 25 a day. It's 5 to 25 all day, every day. So you should, and she did, and a lot of you have, and I've even showed your phone. I've seen you guys where you had 10 5-question tests. That's the person getting out of here. I've seen you where you turn in 4 10-question tests just for one day. That's the person getting out of here. When y'all come in and it's barely 1 5 little question, I'm like, oh, okay, come on in, because they're going to be here. You really do have to apply.
Yeah, and like also like I had like a lot of like financial issues this past year, so like I couldn't like cut down on my work hours, but like even when I was at work, I was doing my questions, and then as soon as I came home, every single day I did 3 hours of your videos every day, regardless of like how tired I was. It was horrendous, but
It is horrendous.
it worked.
But now you have
so
a life.
well. Now
An
I
RN
have a
life.
life.
An
I
RN
know,
life.
I have hobbies again.
You can travel?
Yeah.
Perfect. Now where are you going to work? She has a job, I think.
I do have a job already, yes. So I'm going to be working in the OR at UH Geauga. Yeah, so
Tell them
research.
your hours.
Just Monday through Friday with no holidays, and I only have to work weekends once a
Hey,
month.
girl, just saying. That's the job you're getting, you glad.
As soon as I heard that, as soon as like I think you said that to me, and I was like already thinking about that, like cause like I've been interviewing like when I was still in nursing school to like for places, and as soon as you said that like you were working in endoscopy, I was like, mine has an endoscopy like
Yeah.
center like attached to it, so I was just like, shh, done deal. I was like, done
She
deal.
likes that idea. Or I love it.
Oh yeah.
Congratulations. Yay. You getting paid because you've been holding that damn phone up all the time. All right, you turn it off because we have fun.